From the John M. Huntsman Center on the campus of the University of Utah, KUED presents Commencement 2014, honoring this year's graduating class. Please remain standing and welcome Melissa Stetler from the class of 2014, who will sing the national anthem. Please welcome the 15th President of the University of Utah, David W. Pershing.
Please be seated. Good evening and welcome to this celebration of the class of 2014. Yes. Congratulations, graduates. You've officially reached the finish line. Let me begin by acknowledging our special guests seated on the platform. I will ask our guests to stand as they're announced and remain standing. Graduates, family, and friends, please hold your applause until we've recognized everyone. First, members of the Utah State Board of Regents. Bonnie Jean Beasley, Chair, Eric Mickelson, who's our student regent, Harris Simmons, Teresa Tyre. David Bueller, Commissioner of the Utah System of Higher Education. Leslie Castle and Keith Buswell from the Utah State Board of Education. Spencer Fox Eccles, Treasurer of the University of Utah. The university's Board of Trustees, Clark Ivory, Chair, Michelle Madsen, Vice Chair, David Burton, Phil Klinger, Lisa Eccles, David Huntsman, Sam Ortiz, Taft Price, and Kevin Rowe. Former President Geraldine S. McIntyre. The deans and directors of the university's schools, colleges, and museums. Members of the President's Cabinet, and your senior class president, Kendall Melvin. Welcome to you all. Thank you for being here. Please be seated. We are proud of the women and men that are receiving their degrees tonight. They reflect the educational breadth of this university, from the arts and humanities to engineering, business, and biology, from communication and chemistry to nursing and sociology. Every corner of our campus is represented here tonight. Tonight we are celebrating just under 8,000 graduates. This group is both talented and diverse. They've come to us from 28 Utah counties, all 50 states, and some 76 countries. The oldest among you is 71. Yes. And equally impressive, the youngest is 15. Together as a class, you are remarkable, and individually, you are inspiring. Consider, for example, Amanda Newman, who is receiving a Bachelor's of Fine Arts in Modern Dance. Amanda was part of an Honors College Praxis Lab, and she noticed that there was a gap between healthcare resources and underserved populations. So she began something she called Connect to Health, a student-led volunteer organization that bridges the gap and helps people live healthier lives. The program now has 45 student volunteers and served more than 1,000 people during its pilot year. For her efforts, she was awarded the Ivory Prize for Excellence in Student Leadership. This new award, made possible by trustee Clark Ivory, will provide $2,000 for Amanda and $10,000 for her project. Congratulations, Amanda. Jamal Abdenor is receiving a Bachelor of Science in Chemical Engineering, a field close to my heart. Jamal was only 3 years old when his family immigrated to Utah from Somalia. He was one of 1,000 high school students in the whole country awarded a Gates Millennium Fellowship, good at any college or university that he wanted to use it. And he picked the University of Utah. At the U, Jamal found support for his interest in entrepreneurial issues. And he put together a team, and together with fellow engineers, he developed a medical device that improves medication delivery to asthma patients. Jamal's next step is a Columbia University master's program in chemical engineering. Congratulations, Jamal. James Martok was 28 when he decided to study at the university. Today, he is receiving his Bachelor of Fine Arts in Music. It was here that he was exposed to gypsy jazz. He and a fellow student formed a combo, initially to simply meet a jazz program requirement. But they went on to take top honors at UNC Greeley Jazz Festival in 2012. After their graduation, their travel schedule includes Europe and South America. Congratulations, James. And finally, and this is late-breaking news, I would also like to recognize Jeremy West, who today received his Bachelor of Science in Mass Communications during a special ceremony aboard the USS Ingram. Jeremy is deployed with the 4th Fleet of the United States Navy. Congratulations. I wish I could talk about each one of you individually tonight, to hear your own stories. Each of you is special in your own way. Each of you is unique. But I am keenly aware that you also have several things in common. Most of you have struggled with and juggled jobs, family responsibilities, and school. But it is highly unlikely that you made the journey from anxious freshman to triumphant graduate alone. We would therefore also like to recognize those here this evening who have supported you emotionally and perhaps financially during your college experience. Students, for your family and friends, for the faculty and staff who are your partners in achieving your dreams, could we do just one more assignment? So on the count of 3, let's say in the grand tradition of the University of Utah, thank you. So can we do this? 1, 2, 3. Thank you. So parents and friends, I hope you feel appreciated. Students, as you graduate and begin anew, you may do so with confidence, given what you've achieved here at the University of Utah. I hope that your experience has taught you to answer big questions, to collaborate, and to engage in the community in meaningful ways. I also hope that you recognize that some of the greatest learning in life occurs when you don't achieve something that you had hoped. Failure can open new paths to success. As a chemical engineer, I learned that failed experiments often provide clues to important new discoveries. One of my most important journal articles is actually based on what was initially a failed experiment. But sometimes it is easy to lose that perspective. When I was much younger, I have to confess that I wanted to be the dean of the graduate school. I thought that was a really great job. I had the required background. I prepared carefully for the interview. However, the search committee did not share my opinion that I would be a good candidate for that. I was politely told that I was too much of a techie. It was almost enough to discourage me from ever seeking another administrative role. But I decided to learn from the experience and simply try to be less techie, although some would say I have not achieved that for sure. But my message to you tonight is simple. And if you only remember one thing that I say tonight, it's this: don't be afraid of failing. The key is to learn from your failures. Most of the successful business people with whom I work now as benefactors for the university failed at least once in their early careers. We know that the University of Utah is a place where you can imagine, then do, as our marketing slogan says. So as you move forward, I challenge you to continue to imagine the possibilities for your lives and continue to work toward making your hopes reality in spite of temporary setbacks and disappointments. Go forward with confidence and stay committed to constant learning and making a difference. Thank you very much. It is now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Ruth Watkins, Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs. She will announce some extraordinary University of Utah faculty members, graduate scholars, and postdoctoral fellows who are being recognized this evening for their ability to positively influence the students and the research at this university. Dr. Watkins.
Good evening. I join President Pershing in congratulating the class of 2014. It is an honor and a pleasure to be with you tonight. As a university community, we celebrate your success. It is now my pleasure to announce the awards for Distinguished Teaching, Distinguished Scholarly and Creative Research, Distinguished Faculty Service, Distinguished Innovation and Impact, and Distinguished Graduate Student and Postdoctoral Mentor. We also want to recognize the recipient of the Calvin and Janelle Hatch Prize for Excellence in Teaching and the 2014 Public Service, Honors and University Professors, and the recipient of the Outstanding Public School Teacher Award. Those honored this evening were nominated by their peers, students, and alumni. They are outstanding educators and researchers, people who make a difference in the lives of our students. They create transformative educational experiences in classrooms, in lecture halls, and in laboratories. Each shares a passion for intellectual inquiry and an infectious enthusiasm for their area of expertise. They challenge, they mentor, they inspire, and they elevate those around them. I encourage you to read more about each of these honorees in your programs. With those honors, please stand so we may recognize your contributions. These are very special people. Thank you. On behalf of the University of Utah, we congratulate you. We offer our sincere gratitude for all of your service. Thank you.
Congratulations to all of you. You are amazing, and we're so proud to have you at the University of Utah. It is now my pleasure to introduce our student speaker. Baccalaureate students graduating with honors and students nominated by their college were invited to submit an essay for delivery here tonight. The panel chose 10 semifinalists, and all of their speeches were exceptional. But Janine Henry was selected by a unanimous decision. Janine is receiving a Bachelor of Science from the College of Humanities Department of Communication. She was born in Virginia, but moved to Utah when she was very young, so she claims both states as her home. Janine's life philosophy is work hard and be nice to people. Please welcome Janine Henry.
President Pershing, university faculty and staff, and honorary guests, thank you for the honor of representing this year's graduating class. While there are far too many people to thank in the few minutes I have here today, I do want to thank two very important people. First, thank you to my mama bear, Stacy Whittemore, who taught me to find light in the darkness. And special thanks to Professor Julie Taylor, who made being here today a possibility by teaching me the power of authenticity. Class of 2014, today is a really big day for myself and for all of you, and for all of our hopeful yet sometimes doubting parents, and for that teacher in elementary school who knew you'd make it, and for that hall monitor in high school who swore you wouldn't, and for the companies you will soon work for, and for the families you may soon be a part of, and for your future mother-in-law who will question you at Thanksgiving dinner in 3 or 4 years about what you had hoped to do with that English major, and for that job doing what you love that validates this moment, even if just for you. And everyone, today, tomorrow, at your high school reunion, at your promotion, on your successful days, will remind you how big today is. And trust me, it's really tricky to not say, you made it, congratulations class of 2014, and it's finally over in a graduation speech. You're all here because you've done incredible work and have achieved so much, and you deserve that congrats. But today, I want to congratulate you for all of the seemingly small days that led up to now. Class of 2014, raise your hand right now if you had moments of doubt at all in the years earning your degree. Now take that hand and high-five the people next to you. Because we've all been there. Through the late nights at Marriott Library, when you got more sleep in the womb chairs than you did in your own home. And it took a fleet of bed bugs to get us all out of those. Rest in peace, you wonderful, sorely missed library chairs. Or the days spent in line at the grocery store, adding up how much of your paycheck could be afforded for guacamole. Or those 9 a.m. classes after the late shift at work the night before. Or those mornings you had to leave your kids at home while you reminded yourself how leaving would help bring you home to them a better person. We all know sacrifice in one way or another. We know J.K. Rowling sacrificed almost everything to get the story of triumph into the hands of young readers. We know Cesar Chavez sacrificed political immunity to give a voice to Hispanic grape pickers. And we know Miley Cyrus sacrificed her Disney reputation to get twerking into the dictionary. But we don't know what our sacrifices will look like until we're staring them right in the face. In my freshman year of college, my mom told me there would be days when I wouldn't think I'd make it, when I'd forget who I was or who I wanted to be in the whirlwind of school, and I'd want to be running for home. It was 4 years after that I thought I had proved her wrong. 3 major breakups, 4 moves, and 2 jobs later, I was still getting good grades and thinking I had avoided the storm. But October of last year, I found the storm. My fiance found out she had bone cancer in both hips. For those of you who don't know, bone cancer is pretty rare and is known to target those in their early 20s. So I don't know about you, but we suddenly felt very 22. Ooh. Her doctor told us she could be gone in 3 months, and I immediately recognized sacrifice for the impossible, deafening thing that it is. I had 4 years of straight A's under my belt, but was now missing classes to spend that extra 20 minutes with her in the morning, or watching her make macaroni, or reading next to her, or walking the dogs with her. I was deciding what sacrifices had to be made, and suddenly, being valedictorian and going for my master's and all of my other academic dreams felt completely out of sync. Rudy Giuliani, former mayor of New York City and part of the leadership team during the September 11th attacks, said it best. When I said New York City would be stronger, I didn't know that. I just hoped it. There are parts of you that say, maybe we're not going to get through this. You don't listen to them. You can't listen to the doubts. And for every one of you here, you know that too. We have fought and fought harder and lost harder, but we're here. And 7 months later, Kat is out there in the crowd for me today. And I get to be here on the stage as I always dreamed I would be. We decided to stop looking at the survival stats and just keep looking forward. There were parts of us that said maybe we're not going to get through this, but we have. And all of us here have been in that moment. So from what I can see, the sacrifice has always been worth it. But these are the types of sacrifices you just can't plan for. The stats class you struggle through, trying to keep your mind off home. The dinners at 11 p.m. after that rough retail job. The bad haircuts, I'm not sure of the last time I brushed my teeth. Staying up all night to support a struggling friend. The Skype calls home. I want you all to know that I hear you. And while you might not be standing here today exactly as you thought you would, you're standing here today exactly as you know you should. And wow, you all look great. I want to leave you with one final piece of advice before you throw your hats. It comes from my 5-year-old little sister, who seems to know things long before I catch on. I once found Grace buried to the waist in mud during a rainstorm in Oklahoma. When I asked her what she was doing, she told me she was growing up like flowers do. Like my sister Grace, we've all buried ourselves in things we believe in, hoping we're going to come out better. And all of those efforts brought you here. Growing up, sacrificing, believing, failing, trying, whatever your process was, congratulations. Not for today, but for every day before it.
Thank you, Janine, for so eloquently representing your peers. You are strong, courageous, and caring. It will likely come as no surprise to those of you in the audience that Janine is headed for great things. She's off to the University of Tampa to pursue a master's in marketing and hopes to use her skills to benefit a nonprofit organization. Thanks again for a great set of remarks, Janine. In 1983, Joseph and Evelyn Rosenblatt and their family established an endowment at the University of Utah honoring Joe's parents, Nathan and Tilly Rosenblatt. The Rosenblatt Prize for Excellence is now in its 35th year. It's the highest honor the University of Utah can bestow upon a faculty member. It recognizes achievement that transcends the ordinary in teaching, research, and administrative effort. Each year at commencement, the president is privileged to announce the recipient of the $40,000 prize based on recommendations from a selection committee. This year's winner joined the University of Utah faculty in 1979 and became a full professor in 1982. He was appointed the first John A. Moran Presidential Chair in 1997. Under his leadership, the U's ophthalmology program has grown from a single faculty member to more than 500 employees. The Moran Eye Center is now one of the renowned vision institutes in the world. Our winner is an expert in cataract surgery, and his peers rate him as one of the 15th best in the nation. This distinguished physician has authored more than 300 professional journal publications. Recently, he was selected to be the president of the Association of University Professors of Ophthalmology for the United States. In addition to that, he's a popular teacher and a mentor among students and residents. They recently awarded him their highest teaching honor. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased to present the 2014 Rosenblatt Prize to Dr. Randall J. Olson. Randy, come up and join me on the platform.
Thank you, President. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Our thanks to the members of the University of Utah Wind Ensemble under the masterful baton of Professor Scott Hagan. It is now my pleasure to invite Mr. Clark Ivory, the distinguished chair of the university's Board of Trustees, to confer our honorary degrees. Clark?
Thank you, President. What a great turnout. Congratulations to our 2014 graduates. Let's give them a big hand again. Each year on this special occasion, the University of Utah confers honorary doctoral degrees on men and women whose service to country, education, the professions, business, government, the arts, and good causes is of such high order and significance as to warrant an honorary degree, the highest honor bestowed by the university. On behalf of the university's Board of Trustees, I will now introduce the 4 extraordinary individuals who have earned this prestigious recognition. The first candidate to receive an honorary degree is H. Roger Boyer.
Roger Boyer is the chairman of the Boyer Company, one of the largest development firms in the western United States. He graduated with a bachelor's degree in economics in 1965. Mr. Boyer says he chose economics because it offered a broad view of the business world. Roger Boyer also earned an MBA at Harvard, but says his best friends and business partners were the result of relationships forged during his education at the University of Utah. When you look at the Salt Lake City skyline, you are likely seeing the work of Roger Boyer. His company has built office buildings, apartments, medical offices, and shopping centers, including the Gateway. He also believes in giving back to the community through service and has been on numerous boards of financial institutions, including the Federal Reserve. He has served in leadership positions throughout the community, providing expertise to ARUP Laboratories, Pioneer Memorial Theater, the United Way, the Salt Lake City Chamber of Commerce, and the University of Utah Board of Trustees. Roger Boyer and his wife Sarah have 8 grown children, and he says it's important to keep life in balance and exercise patience.
The advice I would leave with you, just being steady a little bit every day, moving forward. Don't go for the big thing all at once. Just be, it's sort of like they call it the slight edge, or just the bunts and singles, as I call it. And I think you'll find a lot of success in your life, more than you want to hear from me. But congratulations to this great class of 2014 University of Utah. Over and out.
Will Roger Boyer please rise, and will Trustee David Burton and Dr. Taylor Randall, Dean of the David Eccles School of Business, please escort him to the podium. You're good. In consideration of your distinguished service and for your considerable contributions as a leader within the business community and for bringing distinction to this university as an alumnus through your remarkable life work, the University of Utah, with the approval of the Board of Trustees, presents H. Roger Boyer for the honorary degree of Doctor of Business. Congratulations, Dr. Boyer. The second candidate to receive an honorary degree is Ty Norda. Let's watch the video.
Luina Ty Norda grew up in Freedom, Utah. Her passion for speech and drama led her to Salt Lake City, where she attended the U. She eventually met and married Ray Norda, who co-founded and served as CEO of Novell Incorporated, the multinational software and services company headquartered in Provo. Ty's interest in the arts continued to flourish throughout her lifetime, and the state as a whole benefited as she and her husband provided support to strengthen the arts community. Ty was a trustee of the Ray and Ty Norda Foundation, which in 2012 donated $30 million to build the first dental school in Utah at the University of Utah. The school will provide high-quality dental education at a reasonable cost for Utah students, as well as providing improved access to dental care for those in rural and other underserved areas of our state. Ray and Ty Norda's foundations, Angel Partners, Worth of a Soul, and the Ray and Ty Norda Foundation are lasting legacies of this remarkable woman and her beloved husband, Ray.
Please welcome Dr. Vivian Lee, Senior Vice President of Health Sciences.
As many of you know, sadly, Ty Norda recently passed away. But it is our privilege to honor her posthumously tonight. I will always remember Ty as the beautiful, warm, funny, and talented woman that she was. Throughout her life, she composed countless songs for her family and church, and through this passion for the arts and for music, she expressed the love in her heart and the generosity of her spirit. Ty extended this love and generosity to us at the U as a result of her own personal experience as an impoverished young newlywed, married to an impoverished but promising young man and recent U grad, Ray Norda. Years later, she and Ray and their family gave us all the gift of the new dental school for the university and for the state. It was a gift to ensure that everyone, regardless of income level or geography, would have access to dentists who could restore their beautiful smiles, smiles as lovely as her own. She will be dearly missed.
The University of Utah, with the approval of its Board of Trustees, posthumously presents Ty Norda with the honorary degree, Doctor of Fine Arts. The third candidate to receive an honorary degree is Richard Kendall.
Dr. Richard Kendall has served in nearly every imaginable position in education in the state of Utah during his 35-year career. He worked as a high school English teacher, superintendent of the Davis School District, associate superintendent for the Utah State Board of Education, commissioner of the Utah System of Higher Education, and as deputy for public education, higher education, and economic development under Governor Michael Leavitt, where he was critical to the development of the charter school system. Dr. Richard Kendall is passionate about education and its impact on lives. Dr. Kendall graduated from the University of Utah with a Master's of Education in 1970 and a PhD in Leadership and Policy in 1973. He has served as a faculty member and associate dean at the U. Dr. Richard Kendall and his family are tremendous supporters of the U. In fact, 14 members of his family hold University of Utah degrees.
Well, I want to just extend my sincere congratulations to all of the graduates. This is a really fine achievement. And I think you'll find as you go out into whatever you pursue, whether it's in business or medicine or journalism, I think you'll find that your preparation here at the University of Utah will be as good as any that you will find out there with other students from other disciplines. So I think you can take great pride in your achievement.
Will Richard E. Kendall please rise, and will Trustee Lisa Eccles and Dr. Rich Brown, Dean of the College of Engineering, please escort him to the podium. Do we have him all situated? All right. In consideration of your immense contributions to the improvement of education in the state of Utah, and for your exemplary and tireless service within the community, the University of Utah, with the approval of its Board of Trustees, presents Richard Kendall with the honorary degree, Doctor of Humane Letters. Our final candidate to receive an honorary degree is Alex Smith.
Alex Smith is well known to University of Utah fans. He is the quarterback for the Kansas City Chiefs, a University of Utah graduate, and a generous philanthropist. Before playing professionally, Smith posted a 21-1 record as quarterback for the U football team, leading them to postseason victories in 2005's Fiesta Bowl and the 2003 Liberty Bowl. He was also a first-team Academic All-American, the 2004 Academic All-American of the Year, and a first-team All-American and a Heisman Trophy finalist. Smith earned a bachelor's degree in economics in just 2 years with a 3.74 GPA and began work on a master's degree before being drafted. In 2007, he started the Alex Smith Foundation and the Alex Smith Guardian Scholars Program, which helps send foster teens to college. 23 of the 30 teens who have received scholarships since 2007 have since graduated, and many are now working toward graduate degrees. Alex Smith has a passion for education, which he attributes to his father and mother.
Will Alex Smith please rise, and will Trustee Kevin Rowe and Dr. Sylvia Torti, Dean of the Honors College, please escort him to the podium. In consideration of your tremendous success as a mentor, philanthropist, and role model, and for bringing distinction to this university as an alumnus through your willingness to share your talents and passion for education, the University of Utah, with the approval of its Board of Trustees, presents Alex Smith with the honorary degree, Doctor of Humane Letters. And once again, congratulations to all of our honorary degree recipients.
It is now my honor to introduce our commencement speaker, who will deliver his advice to the class of 2014 in person. We welcome Dr. Alex Smith. Doesn't that sound great? As our commencement speaker. Alex?
Thank you. I am so honored to be back on campus at this incredible university on such an important day for all of you and your families and loved ones. So thank you for having me. Appreciate it. President Pershing and the entire Board of Trustees, thank you for allowing me to speak today. And thank you for recognizing me with an honorary doctorate. You know, I was thinking this upcoming season, with such a common last name like Smith, that I might actually put Dr. Smith on the back of my jersey. But more importantly, I can now prescribe advice to you because I'm a doctor. It's been almost 10 years to the day that I graduated from the U, and I've had many ups and downs over the course of that time. And there's really three concepts that I've learned and relied on over those years. They are: 1, identify my weaknesses; 2, embrace the new; and 3, letting go of what I cannot control. When I graduated from Utah, I was headed into the biggest job interview of my life, the NFL draft. As you can imagine, I wanted so badly to impress. I wanted to be perfect. I tried to be the perfect draft prospect. In my meetings with the coaches and executives, I tried to be the perfect interview. At the combine and at my workouts, I tried to be the perfect player. I tried to promote my strengths and conceal my weaknesses. And on paper, I kind of succeeded. I was the first pick in the draft. And with that, I inherited this big, shiny trophy that I carried around and had one word engraved on it, and that was anxiety. You see, the problem was, and this is the point, I felt like I had to be perfect to justify my draft status. I became my own worst enemy. I constantly stressed for others' approval and worried about what they were thinking. I felt like I couldn't even make the smallest of mistakes. And then when I did make a mistake, I agonized over it. This became a paralyzing cycle. I became cautious. I was tentative. My entire mindset became, don't screw up. Literally, I would tell myself, don't screw up. Don't screw up. Don't throw an incompletion. Don't throw an interception. Don't fumble. Don't drop the snap. Don't line up under the guard. That's what I would tell myself. I was young, and I let my insecurities and own self-doubt get the best of me. I worried about others' approval. The result was I was stressed, I was exhausted, and I was full of anxiety. And most importantly, I was completely unproductive. My first prescription: we are not running for most popular. Instead, I encourage you all to run for most respected. Unless Ray Lewis is chasing you. And then I encourage you to run for your life. I recently had the opportunity to get to hang out with UFC champion George St. Pierre. For those of you who don't know George, he's a world-class mixed martial artist. Some would even regard him as maybe the best ever. And after getting to spend some time with him, one thing really stuck with me. It was how much time George and his team spend evaluating his own weaknesses. I'd always imagined that they'd spend all their time and energy focusing on their next opponent, a lot like we do in football. Instead, George spends his time targeting his own weaknesses. He isn't insecure about his abilities or who he is. Instead, he's honest with himself, and he embraces the challenge of his own shortcomings. This is a direct quote from George. I always train with better wrestlers than me, better boxers than me, better jiu-jitsu guys than me. When you train with people who are better than you, it keeps challenging you. By challenging me, it makes me better. Failures and setbacks are inevitable for all of us. I encourage you to embrace the challenge of your own imperfection. Embrace your journey towards your own potential. It wasn't until I stopped worrying about my own validation and finally refocused my energy on things I could actually change that I finally grew as a person and a professional. And speaking of growing, my parents, our parents, can be some of the best coaches of our lives. In fact, let's all take this moment now to thank our parents and family members who have helped us be here today. Okay, now that we've had that nice moment, I can now tell you how my dad traumatized me my senior year of high school. He was the master of making me embrace the new. You see, when I was in high school, my dad also happened to be my principal. Yeah. And one of the perks of my dad principal was that he got to make my schedule. So my senior year, when all my buddies had 1 or 2 classes and spent half their time off campus hanging out, having fun, I had a completely full schedule, and one of the classes he signed me up for was competitive speech. Now, next to snakes and heights, public speaking was pretty much one of my biggest fears. I was literally more comfortable throwing passes on 3rd down than I was getting up in front of people. But he made me do it. I had to embrace the new. And I'm glad I did, because little did I know, 15 years later, here I am speaking to all of you. On a side note, he had also signed me up for these Rotary speech competitions. And part of the criteria for these competitions was that it had to be an original oratory, meaning you had to write the speech as well as give it. And funny story, true story, the topic for my speech was overpaid professional athletes. You know, I can remember well coming up to Utah, to the U for the first time, and everything was new. I can remember moving into the dorms and same thing, you know, a brand new experience. Remember well going up to the Heritage Center for the first time and eating, and same thing, didn't know a soul. And mind you, this was pre-smartphone era, so I couldn't do the old pull my phone out and pretend like I have all this stuff going on. So, you know what? You look up, and I realized that everybody else was feeling the exact same way. We were an entire room full of new. And I just needed to have the courage to get up and walk across the room and make a connection. Because there's one thing that's certain in life. There will always be cycles of new. First dates are new. Job interviews are new. Grad school is new. Marriage and parenting is new. Having 7 offensive coordinators in 7 years is new. We can never fully plan our future, so don't try. And how many of you graduates know what you want to do today for the rest of your lives? I know I didn't when I got my diploma. And that's really okay. I encourage you all to embrace what life throws at you, no matter how uncomfortable or daunting it might seem. Let's all have the courage to walk across the room and make a connection. And speaking of 7 coordinators in 7 years, I really have had the opportunity to play for some extraordinary coaches. None better than my coach here at the U, Urban Meyer. Yeah. Now, Coach Meyer used to always tell us this: if what you want is different than what you have, then you need to change what you are doing. Let me say it again. If what you want is different than what you have, then you need to change what you are doing. Now, Coach usually said this right. Oh. Coach used to say that right before he asked us to do something really crazy. But he was right. If we wanted to be, I don't know, the first school to break down the BCS, we couldn't just keep doing the same old thing. It's something that's really helped me over the years. It's actually something I tell myself every time that little voice in my head tries to get me to take the easy way out. My second prescription: embrace the new, no matter how uncomfortable, and make it work for you. You know, honestly, when President Pershing and the university called me up and asked me to give the commencement address, my first reaction was, absolutely not, no way. Why would I want to subject myself to something I fear so much? Public speaking. But thanks to my dad principal, this is no longer new to me. And that's the funny thing. When we embrace the new, we tend to conquer our fears. I told you that one of my fears is public speaking. But you want to know what my worst fears was? And it actually came true. I could tell you guys about it, but honestly, I think it'd be better if I just showed you. So, if everybody could please stand. Please stand up. You guys are going to have to trust me here. We'll break in the mold. Now, on the count of 3, I want you guys to all boo me as loud as you can. Okay. Even you folks behind me and in the orchestra, it'll make it feel like a stadium. Now, I want you to really boo me. Pretend I'm Bronco Mendenhall, or what's their QB's name? Taysom Hill. Now, don't do it yet. I'm going to count to 3, and then we'll start. And then when I go like this, stop, okay? And have fun with it, okay? Yell out some of your other favorite QB names. I don't know, a Manning, a Brady. If you're feeling really creative, a Kaepernick. No. There we go. Stop. And you guys over here, I want you guys to yell out, "You're a bust," as loud as you can, okay? And you guys over here, I want you to yell out, "You ruined my fantasy football team." Okay, are we ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, go. Yes. Good. Thank you. Come on. Yes. Good. I like it. Thank you. Okay, and stop. That was good. You guys can all sit. Thank you. That went better than I expected. You guys are good at that. You guys over here with the, you're a bust, that's good, but really point at the person when you're saying it. It gives it more direction. All jokes aside, that really happened, except times it by about 10. Imagine 80,000 people tearing you apart. And the heartbreak is, this was a home game. These were the very same people I was trying so hard to impress. Because you see, in this safe setting, I can control the boos. Because, well, that would just be awkward if you booed me off the stage at your commencement. But in the real world, we can't always change the boos and applause. And in one of the most challenging moments of my life, it hit me and brings me to my third prescription. Accept what you cannot control. We can only control how we react and we respond. And that complex but so simple idea helped me survive. In fact, it actually gave me peace of mind. And it's truly why I am here today. Because it was a few years later, and I had thought I had silenced all of those boos. I thought I had silenced all of my critics when I really got tested. I thought I'd put all those hardships early on in my career behind me, and now I was on track so close to the success that I'd always dreamed of. We were in the midst of a Super Bowl year, and I was playing the best football that I had ever played, and I got benched after getting a concussion. I was so close to the ultimate validation of my sport, the Super Bowl, and instead I watched it pass me by from the sidelines. In fact, the only time that I actually set foot on the Super Bowl field was for the coin toss, because I was still technically a team captain. What I want you to all understand is this. We're all going to strive for success, and I hope you all achieve it. But the truth is, at some point, you're going to find yourself on the bench, and you're going to have two choices. One, you can sit and sulk and feel sorry for yourself, or you can accept what you cannot control, and you can refocus your energy preparing yourself for the next opportunity life brings you. If I had not taken my own medicine, I know I probably wouldn't be here today. I know I would not be a Kansas City Chief, and I certainly wouldn't be a doctor. And when we leave here, we all have a new season ahead of us. And in the beginning of that new season, in our own unique way, we're going to get to the field, or graduate school, or new city, or new job, and we're going to plan. We're going to huddle up, and we're going to call a play. We're going to get to the line of the scrimmage, and we're going to check the defense. And then a funny thing's going to happen. Things are not going to go as we planned. In fact, I can promise you two things are going to happen. One, things will not always go as we planned. And two, how you react and respond to the boos and applause is the only thing you can control. So, identify your weaknesses and make them strengths. Embrace the new and have the courage to walk across the room. And put your faith over your fears. They both can exist together. From one University of Utah graduate to another, congratulations, class of 2014. Now give yourselves a hand. I don't want to hear Kaepernick or your buff. Nice. Awesome. Now let's all go have a great season. Thank you.
That was amazing. Now you can see why we were sure he should be Dr. Smith. Alex is an exemplary role model and one of our most distinguished alumni. He is having a positive impact on the world, not only because of what he does, how well he throws the football, but because of the person he is. Obviously, we are extremely proud of him. Thank you so much for joining us today. University of Utah graduates are a positive force in our state, our nation, and in the world. There are more than 250,000 alumni worldwide, and you are about to join their ranks. We want to welcome you into this network of individuals who share a common experience.
Congratulations, class of 2014. We made it. The relationships I've made here at the University of Utah will last for a lifetime.
The people I met at the university have been some of the most significant in my life.
I value the lifelong friendships I've made here.
Your student experience at the university opens the door to a promising future that, with the help of the Alumni Association, can include a lifelong relationship with the U.
Alumni Career Services helped me get a great job.
I found a great job through Alumni Career Services.
So join the Alumni Association.
Stay connected to the U and give back to your community.
join over 250,000 alumni members worldwide.
So join the Alumni Association.
Join the Alumni Association. Stay connected. Give back to the community.
We shall now proceed with the conferral of degrees. While the size and scale of the ceremony precludes presenting diplomas personally to each graduate, we want to take this opportunity to express our pleasure and our pride in the achievements of our graduating students as we honor you today. David Keita, Dean of the Graduate School, will present the candidates for graduate degrees. We ask the candidates to stand as they're acknowledged and to remain standing until all have been presented. David?
President Pershing, it is my honor and pleasure to present the candidates who are to receive the degrees Doctor of Audiology, Doctor of Education, Doctor of Electrical Engineering, Doctor of Musical Arts, Doctor of Nursing Practice, Doctor of Occupational Therapy, Doctor of Physical Therapy, and Doctor of Philosophy. Will the candidates please stand?
By virtue of the authority vested in me as president of the University of Utah, by the people of Utah, acting through their representatives in the legislature and on the State Board of Regents, and on the recommendation of the faculty and the university's Board of Trustees, I confer upon you the doctoral degree for which you have qualified, which entitles you to all the rights, privileges, and honors thereto pertaining. Congratulations.
President Pershing, it is my honor and pleasure to present to you the candidates who are to receive the degrees Master of Science, Master of Arts, Master of Statistics, Master of Architecture, Master of Accounting, Master of Business Administration, Master of City and Metropolitan Planning, Master of Education, Master of Engineering, Master of Occupational Therapy, Master of Fine Arts, Master of Healthcare Administration, Master of Music, Master of Philosophy, Master of Public Administration, Master of Public Policy, Master of Real Estate Development, Master of Social Work, and Master of Science and Technology. Will the candidates please stand?
By virtue of the authority vested in me as president of the University of Utah, by the people of Utah, acting through their representatives in the legislature and on the State Board of Regents, and on the recommendation of the faculty of the university and the university's Board of Trustees, I confer upon you the master's degree for which you have qualified, with all the rights, privileges, and honors thereto pertaining. Congratulations. Please be seated. Okay, now we've come to the moment the majority of you have been waiting for. The presentation of candidates for bachelor's degrees, so get ready. First, we want to recognize the distinctive achievements of so many of you, as indicated by the various cords and ribbons that you are wearing tonight. We also want to celebrate the 25 Benyon Center Service Learning Scholars, the 139 students who will receive the Undergraduate Research Scholars designation, the 41 students receiving honor certificates, and the 122 students graduating with university honors. Now it is my great pleasure to present the candidates for Bachelors of Arts, Bachelors of Fine Arts, Bachelor of Music, Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Social Work, and Bachelor of University Studies. Get ready. When I read the name of your college, please stand and remain standing through all of the introductions. Audience, I would ask you to hold your applause until all of the students have been introduced. College of Architecture plus Planning, David Eccles School of Business, College of Education, College of Engineering, College of Fine Arts, College of Health, College of Humanities, College of Mines and Earth Sciences, College of Nursing, College of Pharmacy, College of Science, College of Social and Behavioral Science, College of Social Work. It is my pleasure, and with great pleasure, that the university now recognizes its undergraduates and welcome those candidates who stand before us into its alumni ranks and into the fellowship of educated men and women. By virtue of the authority vested in me as president of the University of Utah, by the people of Utah, acting through their representatives in the legislature and on the State Board of Regents, and on the recommendation of the faculty of the university and the university's Board of Trustees, I confer upon you the baccalaureate degree or certificate which you have been qualified, which entitles you to all the rights, privileges, and honors thereto pertaining. Please accept our heartiest congratulations. Well done. Please be seated. Commencement ceremonies for the S.J. Quinney College of Law will be held on Friday, May 9th, at which time 126 students will receive the degree Juris Doctor or Masters of Law. Commencement ceremonies for the School of Medicine will be held on Saturday, May 24th, at which time 325 men and women will receive their medical degrees. This concludes the conferral of all certificates and degrees by the University of Utah. We encourage you to attend your individual college convocations tomorrow. Please join me again in congratulating all of our graduates on their amazing accomplishments. Congratulations. We are now at a remarkable intersection of time. These graduation ceremonies are coming to a close, but this ending is a new beginning for the class of 2014. Graduates, you leave this university, the flagship institution of Utah, as the recipients of an excellent education that few in our world have the opportunity to experience. We hope it has been expansive in its exploration of knowledge, intensive in its focus, and transformative in its outcome. You have benefited from instruction with renowned faculty in a collaborative environment created to foster discourse across disciplines and provide valuable real-world experiences. The knowledge you have gained, the life skills you have learned, and the relationships you have forged create a strong foundation for the future that you will now create. Go forth with confidence and courage. You are entering a rapidly changing global economy that offers challenges and opportunities. But you're well prepared for both. Use your knowledge to better society and strengthen possibilities for those around you and for the generations that will follow you. Make your life count for good. When you are my age, I want you to be able to look back at your accomplishments and say, I made a positive difference in people's lives. The world is in desperate need of your optimism, energy, expertise, leadership, and integrity. As a university community, we support you. We are proud of you, and we look forward to watching what you achieve. Our thanks to all of those who arranged for this commencement and to the University of Utah Wind Ensemble, conducted by Professor Scott Hagan. Thank you to everyone here for helping us with your participation in this memorable event. In honor of our graduates, I would ask now that you all rise for the Pride of Utah, the University of Utah Marching Band, and the fight song, which I am warning you will be followed by a very loud tribute to the class of 2014. Thank you.